So, this speech for my final is supposed to be about something that I really care about. And the prompt was kind of moving because that woman was really passionate about what she believed in. And hopefully, I can be as passionate as she was, even though this topic seems like kind of small in comparison. So, what I want to talk about today, something that I really care about, is that the hearing and speech department is so underrated. Hearing and speech, or HESP, is part of the BSOS College and makes up such a small percentage of the university, but it's number 17 in the nation as far as communication disorders or hearing and speech undergrad go, and it's also ranked really high for the graduate programs in speech language pathology and audiology. And the students who graduate from the HES program, undergrad program, make up a large portion of those admitted to the audiology and speech language pathology graduate schools, which is really important because you need a graduate degree in order to practice, along with certification and practicum and lots of other stuff. So hearing and speech should get a lot more money than what it does because it helps so many people. There's the LEAP daycare, which teaches kids who aren't learning language the way they should be about language. So everything has labels on it, so they know that a chair is something that you sit in, they know what to do with it, but they would never think that it has a name. So little things like that add up until they get to school and they're writing and they don't know their name. It seems odd to people who are like typically developing, but it's a real problem. And most parents can't afford the kind of treatment that's needed for it. That's why the daycare at Maryland is free and it's run on grants and donations. Almost none comes from the university because they don't care. Hearing and speech is really important because, like I said, it projects into audiology and speech language pathology. Audiology is important because kids are getting cochlear implants who could never have afforded them before, or just regular hearing aids that they just wouldn't have been accessible to, and they're getting to hear sounds for the first time, and it's just like the coolest thing ever. And speech language pathology is really cool because you can help so many different people, like babies with Down syndrome who need to learn how to swallow because the muscles in their esophagus aren't good enough or like working well enough, and kids with lisps or something like the King's Speech, but also war vets with head trauma or stroke victims who can't communicate with their families anymore, or they can't tell their doctor what's wrong because Wernicke's area or Broca's area has damage to it. And that's why hearing and speech should get a lot more money and a lot more credit.